Hey guys! I still feel like starting a video is probably the most awkward thing ever. I never feel comfortable doing it. But it started, so let's get going. All right, so you guys, my topic today, so I'm Harmony. I've been with the company since the day they launched, January 17th of 2017. I am talking to you guys today. Our topic is overcoming the direct sales stigma. So for me, that was actually a really great topic because when I signed up, it was kind of a really big deal to me. Let me explain. So when I signed up, I had been following Kara for, at least probably a year, maybe more. Had purchased back then mascara, makeup, and had been using it and loving it and just was wearing it daily. So, and I actually was telling people about it all the time that would ask. And so when the time came that they launched the artist program, I was like, it was late at night, the day they launched the party, or they did like this big Instagram party, the day they launched the program. I was scrolling through social media, like many of us do before bed, right? Me and my husband just sit on our phones and look at social. Don't ask, I know, I hope we're not the only ones who do that, but so I was scrolling through social media and like seeing this party that they were doing, so I looked at it and I was like, oh, you can become an artist for this company. And I was like, I'm already telling people about it. If this means I could potentially make a little bit of money doing it, that's great. So I remember looking at Braden and being like, hey, this makeup, blah, 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 tell him the whole thing. And he was like, yeah, do it. He was like, buy a kit, And to be honest, at the time, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go big or go home. I'm buying the $400 kit, even though we may have to eat top ramen for, the next month. Because it was totally eating into my grocery bill for that month. But I did it. And that was, for me, it was like a goal to make sure I make that money back so that I didn't just waste $400 that I could have spent on food, on makeup, even though I thought it was a great idea. So anyways, I had purchased the kit. I had no idea what I was signing up for. Absolutely no idea. I didn't know what it entailed. I didn't really understand the concept of becoming an artist for the company. I didn't know any of that. So the next day, I remember like calling my mom and sister and telling them about it. And I was like kind of telling them everything that I thought I knew. And my mom was like, so you signed up for MLM? And I was like, no. Oh no. And then I got thinking about it and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I maybe did. I don't know what this is. So I like kind of, asked a few questions and I was like, yep. Turns out I did. Turns out I did sign up for an MLM, a pyramid scheme, a direct sales marketing company. What the heck? So I think being from where I am, I'm from Utah, and here, and I don't know if it's like this all over the States or all over I don't know, but here, there's always been a lot of really negative connotation associated with the word, direct sales, MLM, pyramid scheme, social selling. I mean, well, you name it. I just feel like there was like a bad stigma to it. And so I really was like, oh no, what have I done? But then I thought, you know what? This is different. I felt it in my core that it was different. This wasn't like your typical direct sales product. It was just different. I was already using the makeup. I was already loving it. And so it felt different to me. And I thought, you know what? Don't even care. It's fine. It is what it is. I'm just going to avoid those words. I'm just going to pretend. I'm going to avoid the words altogether. And I'm just going to do my thing. And I'm just going to continue to already do what I've been doing while not getting paid for it, which is sharing the makeup and telling people about it. Okay. So that's kind of how I started. That's how I got started. And that was like the first thing I did was kind of remove all the negative connotations and the negative words associated with such, because you guys, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be pushy. It doesn't have to be, all the things that we have negatively associated with that, and it's proof. I mean, I feel like all these women who are successful in this business, I watch them and none of them are icky about it. Like none of them are like, because there's a lot of other companies where they don't even talk about their product. They don't even talk about that. All they talk about is, you know, you can join my team, you can make money. You can join my team, you can make money. That's where I feel like we have something different. You can absolutely join our teams and make money. But you guys, we have a killer product. And the main thing that I think you should focus on when you get started with this business is sharing your love and your testimony of the product, because we all have it, right? We all have a love and a testimony of this makeup and of this skincare, which is why most of us are here. That's why we all got started with this, right? We knew that we loved it, and when we love something, it's so much easier to tell everybody about it. You can't sell something that you don't genuinely love and use, you know? And so that was kind of like my biggest thing, is I thought, you know what? I'm going to just share. I'm going to share the makeup. I'm going to tell people about it. It's just as even as the concept. I tell all my girls all the time, do it as if you're talking to your best friend, your mom, your sisters, your family members, your girlfriends. How would you talk to them about this makeup? What would you tell them about it? You'd probably tell them all the things, right? Like how it's sped up your makeup routine, how it's changed your skin, how you've never loved your makeup more. I don't know about you guys, but I legit every day. I'm 4 years into this. Every single day, I enjoy doing my makeup. Every day. It's like my zen. I drink my coffee, I do my makeup, I listen to a podcast, and I love it. And so I think that's the other thing too, is like when you do love something, like it's so easy to tell people about it. Think of it as like you go to a restaurant, and if you love a restaurant, you don't just keep it to yourself. Or if you go see a good movie, you don't just keep it to yourself and never tell anybody about it. You tell people. You'll be like, oh my gosh, have you guys seen this movie? It was so good. Or have you been to this restaurant? We really loved it. Like you spread the word. And that's all you have to do with this makeup and with this company, is spread the word. And it's kind of like you're spreading the word, you're getting it out there, you're showing your love for it. And let me just tell you, we have something now with direct sales that they have never had in years past, which is social media. And you can share, you don't have to invite 10 people over to your house and have a party every 2 weeks to share it with 10 people. All you gotta do is get on your social media and talk about it and share your love for it and make connections with people. And you're shouting it, you're telling 500 plus people, or however many followers you're talking to, that are your friends and family typically, that are people who love you and adore you and already have a connection with you. They're gonna listen to you. They're gonna know that what you're speaking is true because they believe you, they trust you. You're not gonna lie to them, you know? And it doesn't feel icky because you're not like bringing them in and like trying to pressure them into something. They genuinely get the vibe that you just want to share something that you love with them and you want to help them enjoy it too, you know? And so I think that's the thing, is like sometimes we just have all these things that are associated with it and we think it has to be icky like that, and it really doesn't. Now hold up and let me retract a statement really quick, because did I invite 15 of my friends and family over when I first got started with this business? You bet your booty I did. But I will tell you the reason I did it. I put it in the sense of, you guys, I just started with this company. I'm an artist for them, and I need to learn how to do this makeup on other people. So could you guys come to my house and can I practice on you so that I can get a vibe for it, so I can get a feel for other skin types, tones, textures. And I brought them all in and kind of did it that way. And I used them as my guinea pigs per se. And I'm pretty sure half the people there ordered makeup initially because they saw it on their face and the changes that it made and they fell in love. And then the other people who didn't, I think eventually down the road did. But that was how I got started. And then, you know, those people, I remember my mom, my sister, friends and family of my friends and family, that's how I started building my first team, was basically getting to my people around me. Like, started there. And then when I felt like I kind of hit that market, then I went to the social selling. via social media, and then things even progressed further and further, you know? So there is so many ways to do it without it being, you know, cold. It's all about creating a warm market and creating friendships and connections and really feeling warm, not cold. You don't have to cold message people. I think those turn people away very, very quickly, because that's what the negative feelings and emotions are tied with that. I mean, how many of you, I know I have, received messages from somebody that's like, hey girl, I don't know if you've ever heard of such and such and such and such, but I'm selling it. Would you be interested in joining it or trying it? And I know it's so rude, I instantly ignore the message. Like, I don't respond back most of the time when I've gotten those, but I will tell you, if I have a friend or family member or somebody I know that reaches out to me and says, hey Harm, have you ever tried this? Would you be interested in trying it? Yes, absolutely. Like, I totally would, because I've created a connection and a friendship with somebody, and I believe her, I trust her, so I don't feel like I'm just some random person she drew out of a hat and messaged, you know? And so I think that's kind of the biggest key ingredient, is you have to like really build those genuine warm connections with people and there's nothing wrong with reaching out to people, but they have to be people you know, and you have to make it feel warm, not just a random, I drew your name out of a hat, I'm going to message you about trying my product, you know? Or even just start building those relationships, you know, commenting on people's pictures, posts, engaging in their stories. They feel the relationship with you. I can't tell you how many people I feel like I know and have good relationships with that I don't actually know. But it's just because they engage with me all the time, so I engage back, and then they become this connection to me. And surely if they reach out to me for something, I engage back with them, you know? So I think that's so much of it. And then also, like I said, I feel like get rid of all the words that you have negatively associated with such business. And just don't think of it as that way. The very first year, or the very first conference that I taught at, I taught a class that was called Sharing versus Selling. And that phrase alone, I feel like I can say 1,000 times over. If you think of what you're doing more as sharing something versus selling it, it'll completely change your game in how your approach and how you put yourself out there. Just think of it as you're sharing it with people. As I said before, you're talking to your friends, your family, your loved ones, and you're just telling them about something you love and your testimony of it. What has it been good for you? How has it changed your makeup routine? Why do you love it so much? And all of these things that you think you love about the makeup, you have to tell those things in your story of when you're sharing it. That's what gets people to relate with you and connect with you. So yeah, I feel like that there's so many things I can get into when it comes to, you know, overcoming that direct sales stigma. But the one thing that I feel like is the most important is what I talked about today, and that is the creating your warm market and creating connections and friendships before you just dive in with cold messaging. And also, you know, you can't just, I mean, you can put yourself all over social media, but you have to engage. You have to create those connections with people in order to get them to believe in you and feel connected to you. I mean, just think about it. If some random person that you don't know tells you to do something, you're probably not going to do it because you don't know them and you don't trust them. But if you've built some sort of rapport and connection with them already, you're going to listen, you know? So yeah. Okay. We're approaching our 15-minute mark. So we got to cut this video short, but, I hope this helps, and get out there. Just get doing it. That's the best advice I got for you.